welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then hi, my name is Erica, and today I am going to be talking about interabled relationships and why our obsession with them is harming the disabled community. 1 second, my dog. I do not know what this is. All I know is my dog had it and he should not have it, so yeah. But anyway, if you don't know, an interabled relationship is a term to describe when a non-disabled person and a disabled person are in a relationship. So you may know of some of the famous interabled couples online, like Shane and Hannah, or Cole and Charisma. There are a lot of them. I definitely cannot name them all. I tend not to follow interabled couples. I don't have anything against it. It's just I don't follow a lot of vloggers. It's not my thing, and a lot of interabled couples that are online tend to vlog. But I've always felt like our obsession with interabled relationships indicates how we feel about disabled people, and how we feel that a disabled person is somehow more valuable when they are connected to a non-disabled person. I have noticed this because I have been in interabled relationships, and as a disabled person, I've also dated other disabled people, and I notice that a lot of times my relationship is not taken as seriously when I am dating another disabled person. This has a lot to do with the infantilization of disabled people, which basically means we are treated like children, even when we are not. So if you go online and you type in interabled relationships, you will come across some articles. One says interabled couples share how they make, and it's ... It has, I'm assuming, how they make the relationship work. Then another one is why interabled relationships are the new normal. So I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think there have been interabled relationships for a very long time. I don't think it's something new or it's becoming trendy. And if that's the case, that's a problem. Your relationship shouldn't be about being trendy or cutting edge. It should be about finding someone you genuinely want to be with. Then there's another one by spinalcord.com that is called 7 SCI interabled couples to follow. So the reason I want to bring this up is I see a lot of disabled people talking about interabled couples and sharing things about interabled couples and how they exist and they deserve to exist. And I'm not arguing against that. I will never argue that interabled relationships shouldn't exist. But I will argue that us constantly sharing these and being like, oh, look at this interabled couple is weird. And the reason I say that's weird is because we don't do that with non-disabled couples. We don't say, oh, look, non-disabled couples together. And we also don't really do that much with disabled couples. I mean, once in a while you will see it, but it's not as big of a fanfare as when you see interabled couples. Like there's the whole hashtag interabled love, interabled couple. We don't really have that when it's two disabled people together. And I'm not saying we should either. I'm just saying it shows that we really are like fascinated by this. And another aspect of this fascination that's the other side of the coin is people that try to discredit interabled relationships.
The thing with this couple, broski, it's like one big carnival circus freak show. I subscribe to them because it's like it's kind of like an entertaining, cringy, free circus show. Listen, I'm not making fun of this guy, broski, but he's like a midget, and he's like his arms and legs are stuck like this. Like this guy's bound to a wheelchair, and he needs 24/7 medical attention. All right. He kind of reminds me of Timmy from South Park, but the adult version. Hell, he looks like Timmy from South Park. All right? He's married to this chick who she's a pretty hot wife, okay? She's not that bad looking at all. In some of her videos, she's showing off her bikini, and she has a pretty nice plump ass and a nice set of...
Something is occurring to me, and I said, this can't be real. This can't be real. Like, these people have absolutely no chemistry at all whatsoever. There's just nothing there. They have a relationship that's almost like she's taking care of her little brother, that is that kind of that brother sister, big sister little brother bond. And I'm looking at them, and I said, at first I thought, like, is this some kind of fetish that she has? That, because there is weirdos out there that kind of like this shit. And I've watched 5 videos of theirs, and I'm trying to figure it out. Like, what is making me sit on my phone? Because I don't really watch a lot of YouTube. If I watch YouTube, it's usually the style of videos where I just listen to people talk, like a podcast style. And I'm looking at these 2 people, and it occurred to me, it's a fucking freak show.
I have made videos on Black Bigelow and also on other non-disabled people on the internet that are claiming that Shane and Hannah are just doing this for money and they're not really together because nobody who looks like Hannah would ever be with somebody like Shane. And that is, and bless you, Lou, my dog just sneezed. That is an example of ableism. Believing that disabled people cannot possibly find anybody that wants to be with us reveals that you think that disabled people are inherently bad or that we're not worthy partners. Our obsession with interabled relationships has created a circus of sorts. People see it as a freak show, and I believe Black Bigelow himself referred to Shane and Hannah as a freak show. That is disgusting. I've said that before, I will say it again. But people are amazed by the fact that disabled people can be in relationships with non-disabled people. That should not be some amazing thing. It should just be reality. And same with if disabled people want to be with other disabled people. That should just be okay and not be a big deal. Making a big deal out of it makes it a spectacle. And disability, when it becomes a spectacle, yuck, no. disability is often seen as a spectacle. That is where inspiration porn comes from. Our obsession with watching disabled people overcome these amazing feats. Disability does not make someone extraordinary. And I know a lot of disabled people may watch this and they may disagree with it. But I too was raised in the generation where, as a disabled child, I was told that I was special. But being told that did not help me in life. Because when you grow up, you realize that some of the world doesn't care. They're not willing to accommodate you. And another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is that an Instagram account I follow that's called Crippled is Beautiful, that is run by a woman named Marna Huff. She, a few years ago, she was interviewed by a publication about being in an interabled relationship. For context, she is disabled
without my permission on Daily ABC, and it's fucking trash. Okay, as you can see, it says May 21st, 2023, which is today at 6:56 p.m. And it's by Radhika H, who I have no idea who the hell that is. Nobody contacted me and asked if they could do this.
I believe she has arthrohose. I hope I'm saying that right. Ironically, I have a lot of friends with that disability, and I have dated someone with that disability, so I should really know how to say it. And I have looked up how to say it many times. But yeah. But anyways, she has that disability and she is married to a non-disabled man. And now publications even now are writing stories about her, even though she did not consent to them doing this. And they're writing things like disabled woman and beats the odds and finds love, or after years of rejection, disabled woman finds man who wants to be here with her, which makes it sound like she is this poor disabled woman that this man finally decided to give a chance. And I will admit, it's very hard to date as a disabled person. It's hard to date disabled people. It's hard to date non-disabled people. A lot of people won't look past disability. And even when they will, it can be really difficult because people don't always understand things, and there can be cultural differences. Even if we're both like have the same background, when you're disabled, you may deal with a lot of things that non-disabled people aren't used to, which is also why it's very difficult for people when they acquire a disability, and they often have different ideologies and different beliefs about disability than somebody who has had a long life, just a lifelong disability, not a long life disability. But and I'm not going to say that dating isn't hard when you're disabled, but the way that these publications frame this and make it like her husband is doing something amazing by wanting to be with her is awful. It's really showing the writers' ableism and the publications' ableism, and how they don't think very highly of Marna and other disabled people. This is not to say that anybody in an interabled relationship is inherently ableist. I'm not saying disabled people should only date disabled people. That is not what I am saying here at all. What I'm saying is that we loved to talk about interabled relationships because we find them fascinating. And also, it shows people that disabled people are real people. But a disabled person's relationship to a non-disabled person should not be the thing that shows you that they're a real person. You should see them as a real person regardless of whether they have connections to non-disabled people or not. And I know a lot of this is not, people don't consciously think of disabled people as less than human, but we're often treated like that. We're treated like children or animals. A lot of disabled people that are in institutions are prohibited from having relationships and having sex with a partner when it is consensual. Of course, you want to protect people, especially vulnerable populations, from abuse, because there is a higher chance of abuse towards disabled people than there's the general population. But that doesn't mean you should stop them from living their life, and if they're consenting to something, they should be allowed to do it. And that's basically all I really had to say in this video. I hope it made sense. I really do. This has been something I've wanted to talk about for a while, and I have recorded this video before, but I don't think I went as in depth as I wanted to, so hopefully this is more in depth this time. I really hate scripting things out because it feels robotic, so I try to talk off the cuff, but sometimes it doesn't come out the way I want it to, so I hope it did. But anyway, if you learned something in this video, please give it a big thumbs up, because that really helps the algorithm push this video out to other people so then they watch it. So anyway, and if you would like to and you have not already, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.